Now, the second step here, take a look at this, is to rewind. In other words, sometimes before we make a decision, we need to seek counsel from the people around us. Just by a show of hands this morning, who hates shopping for clothes? Very good, very good. I am with you on that 100%. I do not like shopping for clothes. I can grocery shop all day, but I'm not shopping for clothes, especially pants. I don't like shopping for pants. Now, here's the thing. When Elaine and I first got married 13 years ago, one day I realized I needed a new pair of pants. They were getting frayed at the bottom and stuff for work, and so I went to the mall, and I looked at a couple, and I picked one out, and I tried it on and brought it home, and I said, hey, Elaine, I picked up some new pants for work at the mall today. And she goes, oh, you should try them on. Elaine really likes to do fashion shows whenever we get new clothes, and so I said, okay, fine. So I went in the other room, put them on, and I came back out, and I said, hey, what do you think? And friends, you know what Elaine did? She started laughing. And I said, what? Why are you laughing? She said, Chris, those pants don't fit you at all. Like, they're way too long. They're loose here. They're tight there. I mean, there is no way that you can wear those pants to work. In fact, I'm going to take you right now back to the mall, and I'm going to find you a pair of pants that work. And sure enough, she took me back to the mall. Within minutes, she found a pair of pants that worked. And friends, to this day, 13 years later, every time I need a new pair of pants, guess who goes with me to the mall? Elaine, right? Take a look at this proverb here. It says, plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors, they, what? Succeed. Plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors, they succeed. In other words, when we just bulldoze ahead and we make a decision on our own, oftentimes we set ourselves up for failure because in our limited capacity, we can't see all sides of the situation like we think that we can. But on the other hand, when we seek counsel, and we run it by other people, oftentimes the people in our lives, they're able to see things that we cannot see. Or they have thoughts that we haven't thought about, or they have ideas that we haven't even considered. Plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors, they succeed. Now, let me ask you this morning, when Adam and Eve were in the process of making this decision of whether or not to eat from the tree, who should they have talked to before they made that decision? God, right? I mean, imagine how different of a decision that would have been if they had sought advice from God and gotten him involved in that decision-making process. Like, hey, God, the serpent here is telling us that we're not going to die if we eat from this tree. In fact, he says we're going to be like you. I mean, God, what do you think? What's your advice? You know, one of the most deceiving aspects of making decisions is this idea where we believe that we don't need anybody else's advice. Where in our mind, we've got everything figured out. And so what do? We go ahead and we make the decision, but then all of a sudden people are angry at us, or they're irritated with us, or they're confused by us, or in my case with the pants, they're laughing at us. And now we have to walk back our decision. Why? Because we didn't seek counsel before we actually made the decision. You see, friends, I want to encourage you this morning, whenever you find yourself making a decision, don't be afraid to hit the rewind button and run that decision by your family members or your friends or your coworkers. Chances are they can see things that you cannot see. And more times than not, that the advice that you get from them, it helps you to make a better decision.